Hi guys, today we are going to discuss about what are the session we explained the previous, that is language fundamentals. Those concepts we're going to discuss today. Okay, so let me start at the session today. Okay, before going to the session now, so please subscribe my channel, share my channel, okay, and like my channel. If you have any doubts now, feel free to ask any question in the comment section, so I definitely give you the reply if I have free time. Okay, thank you guys, and I'll go for the session today. Okay, now see guys, in the language fundamental concept, now I'm given the some of list of concepts I'm already given in the previous session, so you please look into on that. Now I'll continue that session. So today I'll going to explaining about what identifiers. See guys, identifiers are playing the very important role when you are using any programming language. Identifiers means it's nothing but it's a name. For suppose if you want to give the variable name, or if you want to give the any function names or method names, or if you want to give the classes names or objects names. Now see, in a program now, so if you want to use anything, so that compulsory having something name, right? So if you want to define the any name now, so identifiers is a must and should, we have must and should to use it. But before going to the identifiers now, so we have some other concept is also there, that is a naming conventions. See guys, naming conventions are identifiers, so looking similar, but it quite differs for the identifiers to naming conventions. See guys, if you go with the programming languages, all the programming languages not follow the syntaxes what the C programming language using the syntax, and what C++ is using syntax, and what Java is using syntax. So the same syntaxes we are not following by the other programming languages. They might be have the difference, or might be have the same also. But the time of the declaration of the identifiers we can declare, that is you are the responsible to declare the identifiers. That is you are responsible and we are declaring it. And how, so under what way we are declaring the identifier, that's up to you. We can declare it. So what you want to be, we can declare it, no issues of it. But when you are coming to the naming conventions now, the naming conventions are decided by the Java programmers. C means Java developers. Okay, for suppose let's say now I'm going to call this, see for example classes. See, if you go with the Java now, it's okay. In a Java, every class will started with the capital letter. So every method will started with the small letter, and coming word now, so it will start with the capital letter. That is what the naming convention. That is a meaning what is a syntax. So we have to follow. So that is the syntax they're going to give you. For example, if you want to use the predefined classes or predefined methods or predefined functions, it has some particular naming conventions are there now. That naming conventions we have to use it. So means what, naming conventions we have it, so we can use it, no problem at all. But what the naming conventions can do is, every Java developer is going to be develop that everything in a particular manner. And the same way, if you want to develop your identifiers, we can develop your identifiers with the help of the naming convention syntaxes what the developers are using in the Java. So that is what I am saying it. See, identifiers or naming conventions are not, or both are same. Okay, so not at all, it's both are same. So okay, that's up to you. Naming conventions means that is a convention we can do yourself. But my suggestion is what are the naming conventions are using by the Java developer, the same naming conventions we can use by you also. So that is a thing that's my suggestion, we can follow it, no issues. Okay, now coming to the identifiers now. So before using the identifiers, we have to know that, so where we are going to using the identifiers. See, for suppose as a programmer what we are trying to do is, usually as a programmer we are going to be thinking of logical things as a logical expectations. Like see, for example, if any application wants to develop now, so it depends on the logics. Like for example, what the end user is going to be expecting, and we have to reach that expectation. So means what the end user is going to think, that we have to think before they thinking it, right? So that was, we have to develop the application now, so we have to think how we are going to develop the application. So at that time now, so we are using so many names. Okay, when you are implement of your logic now, so we have to use the sum of names. But all these names we call it as what, friend, is the identifiers. Okay, and so please understand my point here. Identifiers, this is a simple concept, but we have to understand very clearly. That was the reason I am explaining. So listen carefully here. Here identifiers means identifiers. If you are using any identifiers, we have certain rules and regulations are there that we have to follow. The first rule is what, friend, the identifiers never ever starts with numbers. Okay, see guys, why the identifiers not starts with the numbers? Because see, computer will know numbers are. See, computers will play with the numbers. So if you start with the number, now computer understand that numbers. So that is the reason number can easily convert that to binary. So that is the reason we no need to also means we compulsory don't start with the numbers. Okay, if you start with the numbers, then they think that it is a number, that is a mathematical number. So that is the reason don't start with the numbers. But we can use the numbers in the identifiers, but don't start with the numbers. Okay, that is the first rule of identifier. The next one is, see, identifiers, spaces are not allowed. Spaces are not allowed. See guys, spaces are not allowed, because if you want to use any spaces in the identifiers also, it not be allowed. Because see guys, for example, if I want to give the name of it like this, see Prasad Gudapati, if I want to give the name, the identifier name wants to give like this, Prasad Gudapati. So then what we have to do is Prasad space and Gudapati we are given. Usually if you are writing any string now, so we can write like this, but usually if you are writing like this now, so then see, it's not only C programming language, not only Python. So any programming language, if you write like that now, so then automatically what happen, now compiler is having a problem. See, which one is, I am take it as an identifier. See, you are given Prasad and space, if you are given Gudapati, then which one is going to take it as an identifier? It has a problem. So don't use the spaces. Okay, if you are using spaces also, it not be allowed, but instead of spaces we can use underscores. We can use underscores, then we can mention that. Okay, no problem at all. So next one is what, friend, keywords and reserved words. Keywords and reserved words. Keywords and reserved words not used as identifiers. It has specific meaning, guys. Means what, keywords and reserved words means it is already reserved. Means every program it has keywords. Okay, every program it has reserved words. Reserved words itself it is a keywords, but reserved words means what, every language it has reserved words. For suppose, let's say now I am speaking in an English. So if I am speaking in an English, I am using so many words now that all the words are reserved for that language. So without that words now, so you can't able to complete your language. Okay, and even if you're not able to complete your sentence also. At the same way, if you are go with the any programming language now, it has some keywords are there. With the help of that keywords we can do something. So if you want to learn C programming language, we have some of keywords are there. If you want to use Python now, so we have some of keywords are there. So if you want to use any Java programming language now, we have the some of keywords are there. But all the keywords what we did now, that we not use it as an identifier, that we have to keep it in mind. So next one is, and one more thing, so cases are sensitive. Case are sensitive. And one more thing also I need to say, cases are sensitive means all programming languages cases are sensitive. Means what, I'm not talking about the scripted languages, but if you go with the HTML programming language, case is not sensitive over there. But if in case if you want to give the small letters or capital letters, it's not matter, because that is totally depends on the tags. But here in the programming languages, we do have the strong programming languages, and even we have the weak programming languages also, but cases are sensitive, because when you are declaring that identifier with the capital letter, then we have to use that identifier somewhere else also. If you want to use it, we have to use it in a capital letter only. So okay, there is no pointing of using that into the small letters. Okay, so please understand that point. Cases is sensitive. And next one is, see, identifiers length side. Okay, length side, there is no limitation of it. See, for example, identifier this much length it should have, this much length, more than this length, no, so it will not accept. No, every programming language it not having certain rule on it, but don't be get it more than 32 characters, but below the 32 characters only we have to write it. But that is up to that is in my experience I am saying that 32, but length side there is no limitation on it, so we can write how much identifier you have it, we can write it, no issues of it, but there is no spaces on it, we have to use the underscores and all that. So I think so you are clear of it. So now next one is identifiers. In identifiers doesn't allow any special characters. Special characters means it's nothing but means if you are go with the @ symbol, we are go with the # symbol, we are go with any other $ symbol, if you are go with any other symbols, no, it will not allow. Why? Because every special characters it has own identity, and every special characters we are using some purpose. For suppose when I am talking about the C programming language, we are using the # symbol to importing the some predefined packages, the predefined library if you want to import it now. So we are using that # symbol, because # include we are going to using it. So means what, it is every special character it has some particular meaning, so that is the reason we are not able to use it, the special characters in as identifiers. So you please understand guys, these all are is the certain rules to use while you are using the identifiers. Okay, that's all for the today. So and the next session I am going to explaining about the keywords and reserved words and all what we have it now, so that I will going to explaining and next class. Okay, thank you guys, have a nice day, enjoy the day, and please subscribe my channel, like my channel and share my channel. Okay, if you have any doubts now, please give in a comment, so then I will definitely reply of your comments. Thank you, have a nice day.